Hello everyone, welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. This is part 4 of the adventure in Mineton, investigating what's going on with some mines and being attacked by a werewolf-like creature. Our erstwhile investigators have been tasked with going and finding a sky metal disc at the bottom of the Delaney mining industries, that's the word I was looking for, not institute, I nearly said institute. The Delaney Mining Industries mine. So they're going to have to find a way to sneak into a mine, get that sky metal disc, and get the hell out of there before tomorrow. So we are rapidly rushing towards the conclusion. Can they survive the blackness at the bottom of the mine? Will they get chomped on by a overgrown puppy? So yes, hello everyone. When we last spoke, you guys had just spoken to the representative of the people, I believe.
Yes.
And had decided that you were going to try and sneak into the mine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you were told that there is an entrance between two large boulders half a mile east of the mining complex itself to the original mine shaft, which is where the sky metal disc lies. So
we better get going, hadn't we?
Probably had.
Yeah.
Seems like the best course of action.
Mm-hmm. So, the mine itself lies 2 miles northeast of the town, built on a 3-mile wide plateau of sorts in the mountain range. You have noticed that the road to the mine has been cleared with a snowplow, so presumably they have their own snowplow or a vehicle that can serve as a snowplow on site. I would suggest that before you head off there, you probably want to discuss whether you have any sort of plan for sneaking in.
I think we were talking about waiting until kind of the end of the day, maybe, and then sneaking in shotgun. No, I think that was about as far as we got.
I mean, you could probably ask around town about the mine itself. I mean, for the most part, a lot of people work there and things. So if you want to find out some more information about the workings of it and, you know, how they operate and sort of schedules and things like that, it probably wouldn't hurt to just have a bit of a conversation with a couple of people. Just to make a suggestion, which I probably shouldn't do, as I am the keeper, but I'll throw that one out there for free.
Talking to people.
Waiting 5 hours or whatever, just waiting for the workday.
Well, I mean, it's a mine, so in theory, a mine could work on 24 hours and have like a day shift and a night shift.
That's true. It's very true. So shall we go and find some people who work in the mine and have a chat?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Alright, so there are a couple of pubs in town. There's also the cafe, there's the hotel bar. Those would be places where you might find people. You could ask various other people in town. I mean, I'm sure there's people that you could, in theory, go and speak to. The two people that you managed to kind of alienate have both been bloodily ripped apart by a werewolf-like being, so in theory you should be relatively alright in that respect.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of lucky and unlucky for us that happened.
Maybe we should go back to the press office. That guy was pretty friendly.
That's not a bad shout.
Yeah, he was pretty open to talk. Let's go see him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to scoot back down to the Valley Voice? The office? Alright, so it is at this point around about lunchtime. So you grab a quick sandwich and then you head down to the Valley Voice, and the receptionist recognises you because she saw you literally like, what, a day or two ago. and she's like, "Oh, are you here to see Justin again?"
Yeah, is he in?
Yeah, he is. Just go on through. I'm sure he'll be happy to talk to you. You head through, and the reporter / local correspondent Justin Miller is sat behind his desk, tapping away furiously at his computer. He looks up as you enter and smiles in welcome. This music's a bit intense for this. I'm going to skip this track.
We can't hear music.
Yeah, I can't hear the music.
Oh yeah, of course you can. I can. Sounds like something from like a Joel Schumacher Batman film. It was a bit like, it's boiling acid! Yeah. Anyway, okay, so you're in the newspaper office.
His name Justin.
Yes.
Oh, as in this Justin. Because he works in a newspaper office.
Boom!
Get it?
Yeah. 10 points to Gryffindor there, and then I'm going to vomit all over myself for referencing Harry Potter.
Yeah, wrong house as well, so I'm going to reference at least get it fucking right.
Jordan's very much a Slytherin.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
Nah, you're a Slytherin.
I'm a Ravenclaw through and through, 100%.
Yeah, well, we're not getting into this. We're not getting into this. I'm not getting into that. I'm very much of the read another book for God's sake meme clan. Anyway, so Justin Miller is sitting there after that random and pointless digression.
What did we just want to sort of have an idle chat to him, or did we want to sort of get the inside scoop, as it were?
Yeah. See if he knows anything. I mean, he probably has a good idea of how they work. If he's had to talk to miners and stuff, he's gonna know, the schedules and stuff, not off by heart, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it's probably
just being that he's local, he probably knows a fair bit about it as well, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's logical to surmise, given that this is not really going to be like, ooh, I'm lifting the veil and being a bad keeper. There wouldn't really be any reason to keep secret the patterns of work of a mine that a good chunk of the population of the town works in,
Yeah. So we just have to figure out a way to ask him that's not going to draw too much suspicion on ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. He's sitting there looking expectantly at you as you've entered the room, and just standing there not really saying anything.
I'm going to stare intently into his eyes and continue to say nothing.
And caress your rags.
Yeah.
Not the rags.
I didn't bring it.
Oh god, no, not the rags.
I'm going to put chloroform on one of my rags and just slowly approach him.
I don't think we have any chloroform.
You don't have any chloroform, you absolute freak.
Petrol flamethrower.
That's not chloroform, that's petrol. You said it in the part where you said it was a petrol flamethrower? Answers your question for you.
It's why it tasted funny. Refined petroleum.
Hey, does it smell like chloroform to you?
Okay, so I'm gonna say, oh, hi Justin. How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, obviously it's a slow news day with the pass being closed and what have you. The attack on the police station, though, will obviously be on the front page as soon as we reopen. I don't suppose you folks know anything about that?
No, we were
Returning videotapes.
Yeah. Returning videotapes.
Okay. Right. Awkward. So what can I do for you folks?
We're interested in the Delaney mine.
Oh, okay. What would you like to know?
Well, it seems to be sort of the central heartbeat of the town. We really want to know sort of, is it opened all out, 24 hours a day? Does it have shifts? Or, we're thinking about going down there to see if we can, do a bit of
Generally, the miners work in a pattern of 2 shifts. So there's a day shift and a night shift. And the day shift starts at 10 a.m. and runs to 10 p.m. And then the night shift runs from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. So it's an operation 24 hours a day. They go full steam. I don't know if they make a great deal of money, but
Do you know what they're actually mining for? Or is it what is it that they actually produce primarily?
copper, actually, would you believe it or not? There is a big seam of copper under this town, which is quite unusual for this area. There is some speculation that some sort of meteorite or something hit around here at some point, and that generated those deposits.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's primarily a copper mine, although there is also some speculation that the copper mine is running out.
I mean, it looks like the mine is primarily what employs most of the people who live in town. I'm guessing news like that would spread pretty quickly, given how many people work there.
Yeah, probably about a third of the sort of working age men, particularly of the town, work here, and a good quarter of the people.
You could say as well that after last night's events, it's the only copper left in town.
That's dreadful, then.
That was less than mine.
Quinn.
Yeah, that was the worst pun other than mine.
I have a question about the people. Funnily enough,
Sure.
I mean, I understand that the regular townsfolk and the people as a community don't really get on very well. Do they work separate shifts in the mine? Is it sort of the people work the night shift, the townsfolk work the day shift, that sort of thing, or?
No, I'd say they're pretty evenly spread.
Okay.
And there's kind of a grudging respect, because obviously if you're working in a mine, regardless of, modern mining techniques and things, it's still relatively dangerous. So, when you have to rely on other people, you can't really have any sort of prejudices or something. So I would say that probably the people who get on best with the people in town are the miners who work with them.
I mean, that probably makes a lot of sense. You can't work in a condition like that, as you said, and not end up respecting, if not outright liking, the people you work with.
I've worked on like a factory line with Eastern Europeans, and they just don't talk to you. It's really lonely. But what I was going to say, I think the best time to... Oh, yeah, we're still talking to Justin, aren't we?
Yes.
We are.
Oh, hi, Justin. And what about... Are there any public records of the actual schematics of the mine? Do you know if the newspaper has that in the archives?
We don't have anything like that, I'm afraid.
It's a shame. It'd be interesting to see how far the seam runs under the town, that's all.
Is it normal for there to be like a high staff turnaround at the mine, or do they have like a steady crew that has been there for, a decade or so?
I mean, it's fairly normal for people to get too old to do it, but most people work there for a while. It seems to be a pretty good employer. And I know Jacob Baxter, the mine foreman, has worked there for a good 20 years. I mean, if you're really interested in the mine, I'd suggest speaking to him. He's probably going to be there at this time of day, and he's usually happy to give visitors a tour.
That's a good idea. That's a brilliant piece of advice. Thank you very much.
I think that's a really good idea. I think we'll head there now. Thanks for your help again, Justin.
No problem. If you do have anything interesting that'll go in the paper, I mean, it seems like you're quite inquisitive sorts. I get the feeling that you are the inquisitive types in general. If you do have any brilliant ideas or anything like that, don't hesitate to come back and let me know. I'd be happy to put them in the paper.
We'll certainly bear that some serious consideration.
In that case, Justin, just before we leave, these violent animal attacks might be worth just having a look through your records at how frequent they have been.
Okay.
Say every 7 years.
I'll take a look. That sounds ominous and interesting. Thanks for the tip.
Just a pattern that we noticed. You're the reporter. You'll be able to make much more sense out of it than we could.
Okay. I will definitely take a look.
We turn to leave. I'm going to swish my cloak dramatically.
You have a cloak? Yeah,
And
when did you...
I've always had a cloak. It's on my new character sheet.
You
Next to
absolute
rags.
work.
Next to rags. Swishable cloak, it says.
I think Carl Gibbons is gradually turning into the Yellow King, and eventually just his presence is going to drive you all mad, and then you'll just like murder each other and eat each other's flesh, and he'll just laugh and laugh.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen.
All right. So, are you planning on heading to the mine now?
Yes, to see that guy. I wasn't going to suggest something. Are we outside now? Can we
Yes,
talk
you're
in-
outside. Yeah, you can talk freely without anyone overhearing.
I was going to say, one, we should totally petrol bomb Delaney's offices before we do our raid. Yes, Nigel's in on that. He loves it. Yeah, so A, petrol bomb his offices, and I'm thinking after we do our scouting mission, it might be a good idea to go at like shift change time.
Right.
Because there usually is like a period where those guys leave to finish up, and the new guys haven't like come into their work areas yet. So that might be like a kind of window of opportunity to get deep in.
Maybe if we see an opportunity, maybe we can try and steal some mine workers' clothes.
If they wear full face masks, then we might be able to just.
Would they wear full face masks? They're probably just going to be in like overalls and workman's boots, right?
For wearing that stuff anyway, it is a dangerous mine.
That's true.
We might need torches and things, but more so, I think the in my experience, the whole hiding in plain sight situation works better than trying to sneak
Yes.
past.
I will
But
point
what-
out.
James Bonds.
I will
The
point
problem
out.
is there's a roll call thing, right? Like for most workplaces like this. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So I will point out that you do have night vision on your cameras. So in terms of torches and things, you don't necessarily need them. Although explaining why you're wandering around with cameras in the mine might be more difficult. Also, just as a suggestion, because I'm feeling super generous tonight, if you were planning on swiping some miners' uniforms and things, doing it at shift change is probably a bad idea, because the places where the miners' uniforms are going to be are where the miners are going to be at shift change.
Yeah, we want to do it when they're in shift so that there's spares. The other thing I was going to say is if we do get caught, I think that's like jiggers up straight away, because any workplace like this has a sign-in sheet. Like they have a record of who's in the mine exactly when in case there's an accident. Like they even have that in normal offices just for fire precautions, but they'll definitely have it in like a high-risk workplace. So I think probably maybe stealing uniforms just to kind of blend into the background, and then also sneaking is probably the best idea.
What if we have a word with the foreman, see if we can get permission to film in the mine? Say we're doing a story on this, that, or the other, I don't know, we'll work it out, and see if we can just go into the mine to film. Then that way we don't have to worry about sneaking in, we just have to worry about being there.
Alright.
Well, I say we head down and speak to the foreman anyway, and then we'll have more information.
Yeah.
Alright. So your plan is to just head to the mine and talk to people.
Yeah, I think
See
so.
if we can get a guided tour off of the foreman that Justin recommended.
That might be a good idea.
He said the guy would be happy to do it.
Indeed.
We could have a guided tour and conveniently get lost.
I still do want to petrol bomb the Delaney officers.
maybe later.
Yeah, night
Let's
time.
do that for fun though. So
Yeah, that's extracurricular.
yeah, we'll do it on our way out of
Downtime
town.
activities.
It's fine.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
Okay, so your plan is to head up to the mine and pretend you're making a film or something about mines and ask for a tour?
Yes. Is that going to be our cover?
You've got a blog. We've got, cameras. We've got a professional-looking setup. I think we could easily convince someone that we're there to do, I don't know, a news piece, a documentary. I mean, we did that before, didn't we? About the decline of mining or something. We already used this cover before.
Yeah.
Can't see why it wouldn't work again.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's do that. We'll make that our go-to disguise.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mine is about 2.5 miles from town, so walking there is going to take a little while. Unfortunately, even with the road cleared, your van is still not really in shape to get anywhere. So it's going to be a bit of a hike, I'm afraid. Failing that, you could wait for shift change and maybe try and hitch a lift with someone who works there, or try and convince a local of some kind to drive you there. But beyond that, you're probably going to be stuck walking.
Got loads of money. We could easily get somebody to drive us there. Surely there's like a taxi service we can call.
There is a taxi place in town if you want to go and try and get a taxi.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Okay, yeah. You walk into the taxi offices, which is just about 5 minutes walk from the newspaper offices. There is a dumpy woman sat behind the desk. She looks at you like, roads are all closed, I can't take you anywhere except in town, what do you want?
How about the mine? The Delaney mine?
Yeah, we can do that, it'll cost you a £5.
Yeah. Can we go straight away then, please?
Yeah, sure. Dave! Dave! They want to go to the mine! A fairly heavy-set bloke walks out, looks at her kind of with that kind of pained expression that you see on people who've been together for far too long, and kind of indicates with his head to head outside.
I'm going to follow his indication outside.
Yep. Also gonna head outside.
Okay, you head out to a car. And it's a short ride. He drops you off in front of the main building. It's a big square building, basically the shape of a brick, with a big double door at the front and various side doors around the outside. You can see sort of various people milling about. Seems pretty active. There's a whole bunch of trucks to one side where it seems like ore is loaded in to be transported elsewhere.
Is there like a cabin or anything that's like obvious? They're usually cabins, aren't they? Or is that just construction sites?
It's construction sites. But yeah, so the trucks are huge. They're like 40 foot tall. They get filled with ore and then travel off to wherever they are. So the sort of entire east side of the building is devoted to sort of loading those up and has massive garage doors that are currently open. But the double doors in front of you have like a sign that says reception with an arrow pointing to the right, and so on and so forth. So really, now that you've paid the taxi and he drives off, you're free to kind of do what you want. No one's really paying any attention to you. Sorry, can you repeat that? Your mic went.
Oh, sorry. I said, shall we head in, guys? What shall we do?
Oh, let's go in.
Let's go into reception.
Maybe we should just try and we'll just see how far we can get.
Yeah, we can just always claim that we got lost and we were looking for something and we didn't have a map, right? Ignorance is always a good defense.
Definitely our first tactic. Let's walk into not into reception. and just see how far we can get before we're challenged and stopped.
We need hard hats and high vises. That's the ultimate, like, discount.
Yeah.
Guys, yeah.
Yeah, anyone will let you anywhere if you're holding a step ladder, wearing a high vis.
There was a detective show that I watched recently, actually, where somebody killed someone and buried their body in the middle of a motorway while it was being constructed by just putting on a hard hat and a high vis and doing it in the middle of the day while there were other builders around and no one challenged them. So
Yeah,
you're not
no one
necessarily wrong there.
It's called the white lab coat effect.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so if that's what you want to do, probably your best bet would be to try and find somewhere where that kind of stuff would be stored.
So presumably there's a reception, right? Usually these
Yeah.
places are laid out like reception, locker room.
There is a sign on the door that has an arrow pointing to the right and reception. So presumably reception is in the door and to the right.
Yes. I would have thought the like changing rooms or what locker rooms, whatever you want to call them, would be off of the reception, but that's just my thoughts. What do you guys think?
Yes, it would be after reception, wouldn't it? Be after the sign-in point, probably. I mean, surely there's like a site map on the wall. If this is an industrial site, there'll be like,
there's
fire maps. Can I have a look around to see if there's any site maps in the area we're in?
Well, you're outside at the moment.
Oh, well, let's go inside then. I thought we'd go inside.
Okay, so you're inside. It's almost like a little. It's a little receiving room or something like that. So there's a door on the right that says on the left rather that says employees only, and then there is a door on the right that has reception written on it. And then directly ahead of you, it's almost like a lobby. So there's a bunch of seating and a couple of pot plants and a bunch of like random magazines strewn through, presumably for visitors to just wait. If you're waiting for a miner to come off shift or for whatever reason. The door to the right has a glass front. So, but it's one of those glass fronts that's got like wire in between. Like you get like chicken wire in glass. So it's kind of
like anti-break glass.
Yeah, so it's like fogged, so you can kind of see through it, but only vague shapes on the other side. And the door on the left is solid and metal, but just has like a push bar.
I think Nigel is talking about having mic problems. I can just faintly hear him.
Yeah, Nigel probably needs to sit closer to his microphone.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry, I saw your thingy light up. I was like,
Make a sanity check.
Oh dear.
None of those.
Carl, I think you need to sneak into this staff-only area and stick some high-vis jackets down your trousers.
I would do that now.
Yeah. 3 hard hats as well.
Do we think it's through the metal door of the push bar? Do you mean?
I reckon it's through the staff-only one, right?
Okay, let's try that one then.
Okay.
I'm gonna tentatively push the door open and peek through.
Alright, so the door opens easily into a short corridor. There are doors on the right hand side of this corridor, and then it curves round to the right, or takes a turn to the right. After that, presumably around the corner of the building, there are 2 doors on the right hand wall.
I'll try the first door.
You're gonna go and do what, sorry?
Open the first door.
Alright, it opens into what looks like a locker room. There are a set of lockers and a couple of benches and things like that. You can see sort of shoes and various knickknacks and things left on benches, and lockers along the way. Some of them are padlocked, some of them aren't.
I unsheath my crowbar and enter the room.
Alright. Doesn't appear to be anyone around.
Okay, I'm going to start trying lockers. See what I can find.
You're just going to pick a random unlocked locker?
Yes.
It opens easily, and indeed you find inside a blue hard hat and a yellow high-vis jacket.
We're going to put them on
Okay.
and continue to search the room to see if there's enough for all three of us.
Yeah, I mean, along with various other knickknacks, people's phones, street clothes that have obviously been left in lockers by people who've changed into whatever gear that they're going, overalls or whatever. You find several sets of overalls, several hard hats, and several of the high-vis jackets that are marked on the back with DMI's logo.
Are there any clipboards as well? I feel like I need a clipboard to complete the look.
You don't find any clipboards, I'm afraid.
And this is my favourite accessory, the clipboard. I feel like it just really tops off this look.
Work.
Play that clipboard.
Let's go look for some WMDs. We can do this.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume you guys have followed me and are also now equipped with high-vis and hard hats.
Well, presumably if there are any more unlocked lockers, but I was just going to do the same thing as you and just walk along and tap until I found one that was open.
I feel like if we start breaking locks, that might alert people that it's been theft.
You've got enough stuff that you can all kind of get dressed into hard hats and high-vis. You've also found enough sets of overalls that you could all change into overalls if you really want to.
I'm going to put some overalls on and also going to insist that if there are only 2 hard hats, I want one of them because...
No, there's you found like 5 of them.
Oh, wicked. Okay, I'm going to wear 2 hard hats.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I put 3 on?
So Nigel gets no hard hats. You're wearing 3 in a stack, and you're
I didn't say where.
I am not suspicious. What, are you wearing 2 on your testicles?
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I want to wear them as a makeshift sort of breastplate.
Suspicious.
I want to wear them as a makeshift sort of
this is finished, you can have mine.
I want to wear them as a makeshift.
As soon as this is finished, you can pour mine.
I need
to not draw attention.
Yeah, no hard hat boobs.
Okay, I won't do that.
Just as a quick aside, I apologise to anyone who is watching this or is watching this later. I just went to check to see if the stream was working, and because Twitch has changed its interface, it wasn't automatically muted, so it just went into a recursive sound loop where everything that everyone just said in the last 10 seconds layered itself onto each other repeatedly, and then also because OBS was looking at Twitch, which was technically looking at OBS, it went into a recursive tunnel of viewing, so it would have just extended out into infinity while the sounds just looped over the top of each other. It should be pretty interesting to watch back.
Can you send me that? I need it.
Well, it's going to be on my Twitch. So.
Oh, excellent.
When you finish tonight, I'm looking just to check it out.
Yeah, it was pretty. I did it and I was like, what the hell is this? So I was just checking it was working.
Just while we're talking about Twitch and stuff, is it alright if I really quickly run for a wee and have a cigarette? 5 minutes.
By all means.
Yes, excellent.
You go right ahead.
Been here since 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Being good and punctual, unlike some people. No,
Sure,
that was mean. I didn't mean that.
I was cooking dinner like a good person.
Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you.
Right. So, gentlemen, while Jordan is using the facilities, how are we feeling? How are we feeling about the adventure? How are we feeling about what's going on?
So our plan is like not paper thin, but like cardboard thin, like cereal box cardboard thin. And we don't. I mean, is it a plan? Do we have a plan?
I mean,
we're just gonna dress up and go and hope not to die.
There is a trope in fiction called refuge in audacity, and like Jordan mentioned, there is that thing of the lab coat effect, which is if you walk into somewhere wearing a lab coat and looking official enough and being confident enough, half the time you won't be challenged because people will just assume you're supposed to be there. So
I'm playing a little bit of Hitman recently, and that's basically the entirety of the concept of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
We also have a shotgun. So
yes.
My
Did you bring that
feeling
with
is
you?
Does that? Yes.
Yeah, it's in a camera tripod bag.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So my feeling is that if we run into natural trouble, so get accosted on our way out, we can just, threaten them, potentially take a hostage.
That's quite a severe escalation.
Well, there's no police, is there?
True, very true.
And we're working for the people, so at least they're not going to.
It's the Wild West.
Bother us. So, I feel like that is the main thing I'm concerned about is if the Beast decides to get us. We still don't know who the Beast is.
Indeed.
I don't think Delaney will come at us in the daylight. I think he doesn't consider us a threat. But the Beast might well try to eat, especially Nigel.
That's also plausible, because Nigel seems to be the focal point for anything that's hostile. More through accident than design, but he does seem to be the one who tends to get the worst of it.
Actually, over his healing rat bite wounds. So.
Indeed. Got bit by a wolf man, got bit by rat monster. The problem is it's going to be when you face something that when it bites you, it just, wipes you out, because it's, 27 feet mouth span,
I like to think in his way that Nigel is not fearless, but he's like, fuck it, I'll do it. He's the one that's like, if there's trepidance among the group, he's like, well, I'll go.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it makes sense that he gets hurt more. He puts himself in the line of fire.
He's a selfless man.
Well, we don't need to go into anyone's backstory in any detail, but he's ex-military, so...
Is he?
He served back in the day, yeah.
Is that why he's got such a fabulous moustache?
That's exactly why.
Gotta have a fabulous moustache. Just is what it is.
I don't want to go into Carl's backstory too much, but he does live with his mum.
I don't really think you needed to tell anyone that one. Carl seems like the kind of guy to live with his mum. Did he get traumatized when he was 17 and he was, having a date with Rosie Palms and her 5 daughters, and he opened his eyes after, getting away with it, wearing his headphones, and his mum had left a cup of tea by the side of his bed?
No, his mum's actually been deceased for 15 years.
Okay.
But yeah, nobody's aware of that. Except for him.
So you're a Norman Bates style character?
Yes. Exactly.
The bluntness of the reply sells it, just... Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just Norman Bates. With rags in my crotch.
That's why he doesn't get shook by all the dead homeless we find, because he's used to dead bodies.
Gotcha.
He's intimate with dead bodies.
Gotcha.
Make him feel kind of wistfully homesick.
Yeah, the stench of...
The stench of cadaverine is home to him. He's basically a Criminal Minds villain waiting to happen. He's going to become an unsub and kidnap a young boy to sacrifice him to his dead mother's corpse or something. Hey, we were just talking about how Carl Gibbons is secretly a serial killer.
Is he?
No.
Is it going to be a gradual reveal like Dennis in Always Sunny?
No. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Always Sunny. Jesus.
I mean, it's not actually true. It's not. And come on, we're 14 seasons in.
Anyway, so you are currently in a locker room in the mines, dressed in overalls, high-vis, and hard hats.
Excellent.
I really, really feel like we need to find a map before we go dungeon delving.
Yeah, I think a map would definitely be the best course of action. We can just take a photo of it on one of our cameras for reference. So...
In the locker room?
There should be one that shows all of the fire escape points in, every room.
But then that'll be for the building, won't it? And not, a mine.
That's true. Well,
yeah,
you would think it would have...
Although the mine would be relatively linear, you would think.
If
you
you-
know, there'll be
know.
one at the
If you want to get
entrance.
into the mine, presumably you want to get into the main room of the building that you're in, because that's built over the mine shaft. Or
Yes.
try and head off to the old entrance to the old mine, which is where you need to get.
Oh, where's the old mine?
It's about half a mile east of the mining complex itself.
So we're in the wrong place.
Not necessarily. You can get into the old mine shaft as Joshua, as your
Justin.
people contact mentioned. Sorry, I
Through the
forgot his
main
name.
mine.
It's Justin. It's Justin.
It was Tom of the Hill or something like that. Was it John of the Hill?
Oh, that
John of the Hill.
that guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, John
Tom
of the Hill.
Bombadil.
Ho, Tom Bombadil, ho. As John of the Hill mentioned, the old mine shaft is accessible from the outside, but it's also accessible from the main shaft. It's the bottom level. Would get you to where you need to be as well. They are connected.
So if we go from the outside, we're less likely to be discovered, but I imagine it's probably harder going. Maybe if it's like, we'll have to get ropes and stuff.
Well, it's a 100-year-old mine shaft, so
Yeah.
depending on how in disrepair it is, there might be some climbing involved. Whereas,
So-
presumably, given this is a modern mine, if you go via the main mine shaft, it's probably just a lift.
Yeah, probably easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let's go that way.
I'm thinking that as well, because if we need to get out fast, because there's monsters or werewolves, then climbing vertical shafts in the dark with cameras and stuff is going to be hard.
So,
Yeah. Let's go lift.
yeah, so really your
I
options
remember
are to
where we're
go through the abandoned mine shaft or to get into the main room of the building. You know where the main room of the building is already because you've noticed the big loading docks on the eastern side of the building. I mean, they're not going to put unnecessary rooms in between where they load the ore onto the trucks and the main mine shaft, are they?
No, it's just going to be a. Okay, shall we go that way?
We'll check out the other room next to us before we carry on.
It's just another
Okay.
locker room.
Just
Oh,
another
it's just-
locker room.
Yeah,
Okay,
you open
cool.
the door, it's another locker room.
Isn't hers locker rooms?
Not necessarily, it might just be 2 rooms. Just for convenience's sake.
Yeah, it is. The people and the townies.
Could be.
This is actually a civil rights campaign.
There's no indication either way. There's no like fate of flat caps in one.
What about if we set fire to one of the outer buildings? Because if the fire alarm goes off, everyone will
Always
leave the
setting-
mine.
Always setting fires with you.
Yeah, well, think about it. If the fire alarm goes off, everybody has to line up. That's our perfect opportunity to go inside.
Anyone would think that Carl had failed a sanity check by quite a lot when the fire went off, and now has like an unhealthy obsession with fire. This did not happen, my dear viewers. He's just a nutter.
It's a
It's a good
pyromaniac.
idea,
I mean, we don't actually have to set a fire. We could just pull a fire alarm.
Yeah.
We could just
I
smash
think-
the little break the glass, press the button thing.
But we'd have to hide somewhere and wait till everybody runs past. Maybe we
Well-
should try and get as far as we can without being detected, then do it.
Okay, maybe we should. Yeah, okay. Maybe we can say pulling the fire alarm as an emergency
We
escape.
can hide in lockers.
Well, people won't come and get their
Possibly
stuff,
overweight.
will they?
We could hide in lockers, pull the fire alarm, hide in lockers, wait a couple of minutes till the hustle and bustle dies down, and then leg it through the building to the main room.
It's a good plan, but I feel like we want to be situated somewhere.
Close by. Well, they're not gonna. They're gonna have to investigate and make sure there isn't a fire afterwards.
Yeah,
so
I
we
think we
probably
should
have
start
about an
fire.
hour and a half. No, because if there is actually a fire, the firemen and the police will come and stuff.
Yeah.
What police?
Good point.
Okay.
and the firemen will come. But like, that's it. Everybody's out. If we do a fire at the entrance, then bish bash bosh.
Bish bash bosh.
A way that you could set a fire without anyone. It looked pretty busy out there. Do you think you could do it without anybody noticing you?
No, I don't know.
Especially if you want to chuck a petrol bomb and something.
My
Yeah, I
skill
think
with fire is
Actually,
great.
setting a fire is the worst choice in comparison to just pulling the fire alarm if we want
Yes.
everyone to leave. But I think we could probably sneak in without being noticed without having to do that.
See if we can do that first. and
Is
then
my gut
we can
feeling.
fall back on
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
save it for an emergency if we need it.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we try and sneak in then?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
the locker room. And is it the right direction to carry on the corridor that goes around the bend?
No, you'd need to go back.
No, we
outside
wanna go back and out,
go
right?
Through the big outside garage doors that the dump trucks are parked at. Is that what you're going to do?
Yes.
All right.
Do we-
So you walk back out, and walk around the building, and then walk through the garage doors. There are several men in hard hats and overalls working, moving carts of ore to the dump truck. They don't give you a second glance.
So we just walk straight through. Cool. So
At
we
the-
continue.
At the end of the
Oh.
room, there is a large mine lift that looks like it's the platform that they use to bring up ore, and next to it is a smaller one that looks like a personnel lift.
Let's head over to the personnel lift.
All right. Okay, so you step onto the lift. It has a pretty simple interface. It's like a lever that you pull that goes to various floors. There are 8 different floors.
We know which floor the old shaft branches off, or so it was the lowest level.
Yeah, lowest level.
Okay, well I guess we're going to set it to the lowest level.
Okay, as you reach for the lever, another miner steps onto the lift and says, "Can you pull the lever for the 3rd floor, please, mate?"
I'm going to do that and nod to him and sort of make a grunt like.
All right. Cheers, buddy. He stands there, and you pull the lever for the 3rd floor, and it starts to proceed downwards with a grind of gears and things. The miner stands there for a few seconds, then looks at you again and goes, "Are you new here? I don't think I've seen you before."
Yeah, temporary hire because of the stuck here because of the snow rate.
Oh, right. I didn't hear anything about that. That's pretty interesting. What they got you doing then?
Just running errands, really, mate. I've not really done the full induction yet, so there's not much I can do until that's been done. You know how it is.
Sounds about right. Can you roll me a... Good question. What are we going to go with for a roll for this one? That's an interesting question. Bear with me a sec. I'm just going to pull up my book.
Well, the only thing I've got skill in is intimidate, and that's the one thing I haven't done. So
Yeah, and to be fair, intimidating would probably be the worst possible choice here, because like if you did a failed bluff, he might be suspicious, but if you did a failed intimidate, he's definitely going to be suspicious.
It's going to be fighty and suspicious.
Yeah.
Talk, which might well be what you're looking for, bluff.
What's your skill in... no, bluff isn't a skill. It'd be fast talk, I think. Yeah. What's your skill in fast talk?
It's the base. It's 5.
Okay, so yeah, I don't think fast talk is necessarily warranted here, or even persuade. I think actually luck would be more appropriate. So do you want to just give me a luck roll? Because you've not given him a ridiculously stupid, or charm. So you've not given him a ridiculously stupid answer or something that's going to require him to believe something wrong or outlandish. So I think a luck roll, just to see if he believes you or not, is more appropriate.
See if I remember.
I don't think you used any luck points last session.
It's 41.
Yeah, okay, so you passed it. He nods and goes, yeah, sounds like the bosses, you know. And, you know, fair enough, because, you know, the snow and stuff, but still, they should have given you an induction. This isn't, you know, it's pretty dangerous. The lift grinds down to the 3rd floor, and he steps off and says, well, I'll see you around, mate.
Yeah, maybe see you
glad
in
to
the
have you
pub at the
aboard.
end of the shift.
Yeah, sure, that sounds good. That sounds good, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Catch you later.
Bye. He steps
Nice.
off and disappears into the mine shaft ahead of you.
I comically wipe my brow.
Alright.
Before anyone else can step on.
Yeah, quickly operate the lift.
Okay, you throw the lift onto the 8th floor. and
Was
it grinds.
Nigel discreetly like pointing the shotgun out of the bag at the man's back? Ready to pull the trigger.
To be fair, it's a shotgun, so it would have been really freaking loud.
Yeah. Not the best up close assassination.
And,
tool.
you know, murdering random people.
You seem kinda nice. He was just curious.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
bit messed
If
up.
we were playing D&D, he'd have been dead. But
For sure.
I
bit
think
more
that was
grounded.
perhaps the best role playing I've ever done ever.
Yeah.
Ben.
Induction. Okay, so the mine lift
Carl, can
grinds
you act like
its
that all the time?
No, I can't.
Like a functioning human?
No.
like an actual productive member of society instead of a maniac with a rag-stuffed crotch.
I literally, I've got a pool of function points, and the pool is 1, and I've just spent it. So I'm just going to cross that off now. I'm out of function. Look,
The lift grinds slowly downwards into the mine. You feel the earth enclosing over the top of you, and your anxiety about what may lie ahead grows. The lift eventually reaches the bottom, and the grate at the front that is automatic opens onto blackness.
Let's get out our night vision cameras then.
Alright.
What do we see?
The blackness is almost more than a lack of light.
This is
It's
advanced darkness.
dense and heavy and feels almost like you're inhaling darkness with every breath that you take. The mine shaft itself here is rough and ill-formed, like nobody really comes down here. And there is an ominous, oppressive atmosphere. There is also a bizarre and disgusting stench, like rotting eggs soaked in a heavy musk, almost like the inside of some animal. Everything down here feels wrong, and your cameras, while normally they would penetrate the gloom, only seem to illuminate a few feet in front of you where the darkness starts. It's almost like the darkness itself is a wall.
As the floor and like walls of the tunnel, they look regular, right? Just experience tells me that when someone says that something sounds like it might be something, it might actually be that something. They're not about to walk into a giant mouth is the question I want to ask,
They
right?
do look regular. They're just rock. They're not well finished, but they have been finished, and there are support beams.
Okay, so it's definitely a cave.
But
Okay,
the support beams are heavy and wooden and look old.
Okay. So, do we want to advance ahead, guys? This place feels real bad vibes.
Much choice. I have a feeling that if we don't do this, we're going to get disemboweled by a werewolf.
Can you all,
Yeah, I also have that
can you all
feeling.
give me spot hidden
Before
rolls,
we-
please?
Sure. Ooh.
I'm pretty good. I think I passed.
None of you see anything untoward other than the unnatural darkness, but all of you have a sensation like you're being watched.
Oh, I don't like that.
Maybe Delaney's watching us. Maybe this is like his domain, isn't it?
It could be.
What are we looking for, like a coin?
Check
It's a
and if not, put some ammunition in it.
Right?
It is a disc.
Oh. Okay. Oh, we never sorted the thing out before, but I wanted to say I was taking it with... I think I did say that I got it last time. I got my bottles of, like, silver nitrate stuff. Just in case we see the werewolf.
Yeah, they were
So I guess I got a couple of bottles, so I'm gonna hand that out.
Okay. So everyone now has a bottle of silver nitrate.
Excellent.
All right. Practicing.
So, as far as you can see from the elevator, there is one passage that leads off into this unnatural darkness.
I guess we have no choice but to continue down this one path, right?
Yep.
Let's walk. Keep your eyes out for a sky metal disc.
Oh, you know, we should have probably got a fucking metal detector. We're idiots.
It's going to be like... It'll be that the people's hero warrior will be like in his hand. In his
you reckon?
Hand. Yeah, he would have got it, but then got by something.
Experience teaches me that skeletons are likely to be found inside barrels, so I'll make sure to break any open if we see them.
Okay, so I will voluntarily take the lead.
Okay, you feel almost like the darkness itself is clutching at you. It's a really unpleasant and unnatural feeling, and it's very cold down here. But beyond the coldness and that unnatural clutching sensation, you suffer no adverse effects.
Okay. I'm going to be in the middle rather than at the back.
The mineshaft is big enough that you could walk line abreast.
Oh, okay, cool. I was thinking it was going to be a single file kind of dealio.
No, you could probably get about 6 people in here standing side to side and walk through. It's quite broad.
Oh, okay. Cool. So I guess should we just advance until we see something, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So you begin walking down the passage, and the darkness closes around you like a veil. Pretty rapidly, just turning around and looking back, you can't see the mineshaft from where you were. And as you head through, the stillness and silence of the mineshaft feels pregnant with possibilities, and none of those possibilities seem good. It's almost like the darkness is alive and clinging to you, and you feel the real sense of alienness and wrongness. Do you want to carry on down the passage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You keep walking slowly. Your camera's only really illuminating about 4 or 5 feet in front of you. It's really dark down here. Can you all give me listen checks, please?
Sure thing. Yeah, apparently Bernard is deaf.
Okay, so Nigel and Carl, you hear the faint noise of the lift activating again and heading back upwards, as though someone has called it. Other than that, nothing.
Okay, this is bad. This is bad. Like, what do we do now if we get stuck? We didn't think of jamming the lift or anything, which was probably should have thought of.
We just need to make sure that if anything goes wrong, that somebody goes ahead whilst the other try to buy them time.
Well,
I guess.
In fairness, there is an alternate exit through the old mine shaft.
Well, we may have to climb, and we didn't bring any ropes or anything.
To pull the lift down.
I don't think there's any point until something happens.
Just
yeah.
So we know that we have a way if we need it. don't
maybe
want to scramble at this cave and find nothing.
Yeah, maybe someone should wait by the lift so we can call it if necessary. At least someone can run it, like, yell ahead and get it ready for when we need to go.
I mean, does anybody actually want to be left alone? I feel like that's prime target
that's
any
also...
supernatural attack.
I will point out.
Okay.
We have experienced beds attacking us.
You also didn't see any controls for the lift, like in the shaft itself. They were just in the lift.
Oh, crap. Okay, we have to go out through the other exit then. There's no choice.
Let's forge on ahead then.
Okay, so you carry on going. After about 200 yards, you spy two objects lying against the wall. They appear to be old bodies. Barely more than skeletons.
Wow.
Well, you said the artifact would be on a skeleton man, so get to looking.
Yeah, I'll go over and I'll check the bodies.
Okay. The miners know these are down here.
Doesn't look like anyone comes down here at any time.
One of the bodies is wearing the faded and rotted remnants of a dress and has a gold chain with a locket around the neck. It's very much a skeleton. It's very dusty. It looks like it's been here a long time. The second one is almost mummified by the atmosphere down here, but looks like it hasn't been here as long, and has little clothing left on its body.
Maybe
the body in question, near to the right hand, is a metal disc about 2 feet in diameter, covered in arcane runes and symbols. There are 4 oddly shaped holes through the object.
this may well be the thing that we're looking for.
Sounds like it.
So the woman, you said the woman has a locket. Is there anything else in her possession?
That's all you can see on the body.
And have I physically searched them? And
You want to physically search the male body?
Hmm?
The body, the more mummified body, rather than the one that looks like it's been here for a very long time. That's barely more than a skeleton. Is that what you said?
I guess I need to search that. But yeah, I'm just asking, was it a visual inspection I've just done?
Yeah, it's a visual inspection. I wouldn't, be like, oh, you've searched the bodies without you saying you had.
Can I physically check that there's anything else? And I want to take the locket off the woman as well.
I want to see what's in that locket.
Yes, please.
I hope it's not one of those jizz lockets.
Okay, so when you open, when you touch the body, the dress disintegrates, as though it's been here for a very long time and is desiccated. The locket comes away easily, and you open it to reveal a yellowed photograph of one of the guests at the hotel. You recognise him immediately as a bearded man who you've seen at reception a few times. That's all I can tell you.
I think that this is the hutch, the house that we went to.
Yeah, that was exactly my thinking as well. This is the lady.
And the man became the beast. He was in the mines, wasn't he?
He was.
So the bearded man may be the beast and the love of this woman who would that letters were in the hutch where we found him, where we got attacked.
Are you going to pocket the locket?
Yes.
Okay. Can you all give me a sanity check as well now, please?
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so Carl and Nigel have failed, I believe. So can you all lose 1d6 sanity, please?
Including Bernard?
Bernard, you got a critical success. So, okay, so Carl, what was your sanity before this?
I obviously I just kind of trying to remember. I put it at 47.
Okay, so you've actually lost more than 10%. So, unfortunately, you're going to go temporarily insane from this. You feel the darkness closing in on you like claws, grasping at you, and you find it hard to breathe. The oppressive atmosphere weighing down upon you. As a consequence, you have an overwhelming urge to get out of here, to the point where you are unhinged by it. So what I would like you to do is to roll a check on your... I'm just going to pick what I think is going to be the most appropriate for this. I think it's probably going to be another sanity check. Yeah, roll another sanity check for me, please.
Great.
Okay, you managed. Yeah, you did it. You're fine. You managed to master your fear, and get it back under control. Although there is a simmering edge of panic, just kind of chuckling at the back of your head. You really want to get out of here, and soon.
I don't like this. I mean, we need to go. We need to go fast. The darkness, it's closing in. I'm scared.
Okay, so Nigel, you lose some sanity. Bernard, because you got a 1, that would count as a critical success, but a critical success on a sanity check doesn't really work like a normal critical success, so I can't get you to give a check on a sanity. However, I do think that getting a 1, given that is the least likely possibility in terms of, it's not, because there's a 1 in 100 chance of you doing it, but given it's the best that you possibly can, I think you should probably get some sort of reward for this. What I'm going to say is that actually you feel like the darkness, despite being oppressive and horrible in things and malignant in how it is and affecting Carl how it has, it makes you feel angry. Makes you feel angry that something is stopping you from progressing, stopping you from doing what you need to do, and therefore I'm going to say gain D3 sanity.
Ooh.
You've
Okay.
resolved yourself. You've steeled yourself against the dark.
That's what I always say. It's fight or flight. Choose one.
Yeah.
I think I might choose flight.
Regain 2 sanity.
Okay.
Which puts me on 44.
So there is the other body there as well. You've taken the locket.
I've also taken...
We do a little pat down pocket check.
I don't think it has pockets. I think it's just
there's
yeah,
barely
the skeleton.
It's basically just, tatters.
Okay,
I was going to say
cool.
rags, but then I thought that would just mean the car would stuff them in his crotch again, and we don't need that.
Not corpse rags.
Mummy rags.
But yeah, there is this disc of metal.
The disc of metal seems likely to be the thing. Does it just look like plain metal? What's it? Oh, I guess we're in pretty harsh darkness and can't see it.
Yeah, you'd have to pick it up to investigate.
I would like to pick it up.
Okay, it's about 2 feet wide. It's like 2 feet in diameter, and
Oh, it's big.
filed to or sharpened to a wicked sharpness on its edges. It's also much lighter than you thought it would be. Like, for a 2 foot diameter of metal, diameter disc of metal, it's actually surprisingly light. It's etched with runes around the edge, and there are holes that look basically placed and perfectly positioned to kind of grasp it with 3 fingers and a thumb.
Ooh. So while we're sort of here investigating it, just for sort of posterity's sake, can I take a rubbing of the runes? Use a piece of paper and a pencil, you rub it, you get an imprint of it?
You could, or you could just take the...
Well, I'm going to take the disc, but what if we lose it? I want it to investigate afterwards, because it doesn't belong to us, it belongs to the people.
Okay, yeah, sure you can.
So I can have them for sort of investigating afterwards, do any checkups on them or whatever.
It'll take you a couple of minutes to do that, and I'm going to assume that you brought what you need to do it.
Yeah, it's just I just need a pen and paper.
Yeah.
So, are you guys cool with me doing that?
Can I use my knowledge of the occult to see if I recognise any of the runes?
Sure, you can go right ahead and do that if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly do that then. whilst and I assume I've got like a nice copy of these runes. I'll put in like my notebook and back in my bag.
Sure. Was that your roll, Carl?
Yeah, I was successful as well.
Okay, you don't recognise any of the runes. Just bear with me 1 second, because I need to go to the loo. So.
Oh.
I will be back in just a second. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves and amuse the probably no viewers we have at home.
Nigel, I think it's probably best if you give me the shotgun now, just in case the darkness attacks.
I think it's probably best if the person that isn't panicking or freaking out has the shotgun. I appreciate your concern, though.
I also think you should shoot the lift until it comes back down, because I want to leave immediately.
I don't think shooting the lift will make it so that it can go back up.
What's your mechanical repair score again?
Not as good as it could be.
That explains why you think shooting a lift will make it come down.
But I could unlock it.
I mean, shooting a lift will make it come down. The question is, will it go back up again afterwards?
The answer to that is almost certainly
no.
We can try, right? If we kill this werewolf creature, if we make it out of this alive, the first thing we can try is just shouting help. I know we're quite far down, but noise travels.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably actually a good plan, because whatever these things are, I don't think they're super into crowds. Like, they do seem pretty determined to kill us, but they seem to want, like, secrecy on their side. So yeah, definitely, like, calling attention to ourselves is probably a good idea. Also, how are we even going to call the lift down? I think we're going to have to go the other way, right? Like, realistically speaking.
So we can just stand here and yell help, and hopefully people will hear us and send the lift down.
Then we're going to have to explain ourselves afterwards, though.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like an easier thing to do while we're holding... I was going to say while we're holding up a dead werewolf creature, but that's assuming it doesn't turn back into a man, and we've just killed a man.
Which it
who's probably going to
will.
be naked as well.
Yeah, so we're going to look well sus. So I think that
we can figure it out.
The best thing we can probably do is continue forwards and try and get out the other end. I think we're being railroaded to do that anyway.
I'm trying to remember, I thought we had the letter, but I think he just read it out of the...
We don't actually have a copy of it.
That's a shame. So we might be able to
we can
use his name against him if he comes for us, Mr. Beardy Beast Man. Yeah.
Right, gang, sorry about that. Okay, so Bernard, you've picked up the disc?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you all give me listen checks, please?
Certainly can. Ooh. Yeah, I think I passed.
Right, it depends how hard the listen check was.
Oh. That is true.
But no, you're fine, you did pass. Nigel?
Nigel's not here.
My listen is 50 now, so that's cool.
Red rum. Alan, are you there? Oh, I think we might have lost Alan. He's muted, apparently.
Oh, he must have had to go and do something.
Yeah, we'll give him a minute.
Somebody probably set a fire somewhere.
You and your fires.
I'm just going to go and grab a beer whilst he...
yeah, go right ahead.
That'll be a second.
How are we doing, Jordan? How are you finding the mine?
Pretty spooky, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen any rats yet.
No rats, so you're alright.
But it's doing okay. It's doing A-okay. For now.
Spoopy mine of doom.
Mine's not pretty scary. Speaking of mines, I think I'm marathoning Lord of the Rings extended editions tonight.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah. So, back to back to back. 13 hours.
Rock and roll. You're not doing the pure hardcore one of doing The Hobbit and then The Lord of the Rings?
No, you know why? Because the Hobbit movies are trash. And I don't care who hears me say it. They're trash and I don't care about them and I'm not going to watch them.
Yeah, but you see, I'm going to be super controversial and I'm going to say The Lord of the Rings. What?
I said that's how I feel about the Lord of the Rings ones as well.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No?
Thank you for returning. We were slightly concerned there.
That's all right. No, I just nipped to the loo. I thought I'd take the opportunity while you were gone. Then
sense.
as I was walking off, the last thing I heard was you saying, "Oh,
I'm back."
And I was like, "Oh shit!
Damn it!
Oh god!"
Yeah.
So
Like
I'm
shit
just covered
passing in the night.
Covered in urine.
Yeah.
Ask for some of Nigel's bum
Viewers at
rags.
home, we are fulfilling your fantasies here tonight. We have cloying darkness that grasps at you, and we have a man all covered in wee.
I'm in her armchair back at home.
I'm sad that discussion got stifled though. I was about to come out with an even more hot take, but I'll save it for later.
Nah, give us the hot take now. We're gonna
The Lord of the Rings books kind of suck, and the movies are a better adaptation because Tolkien wasn't a very good writer. There, I said it.
I would 100% agree with that, and I actually don't think that the movies are particularly good, but they are an improvement on crap. I have attempted to read
Or Lord of the Rings at all.
I've attempted to read The Lord of the Rings several times since I was a child, and it took till my fourth attempt when I was 17 to actually finish The Return of the King, because
Oh my God.
there is a portion of The Return of the King, which is basically just 250 pages of the ring was heavy and Frodo felt tired, Gollum went Gollum, they saw some horrible place that is really boring and blasted and dead, and Sam went, "I love you, Mr. Frodo," and it just does that for literally 250 pages, and it was so interminably boring every time that I just stopped reading and went and read the Belgariad again because it's much better. And if you want to talk about classic fantasy, that's where you want to go.
I wasn't allowed to watch the movies until I read the books as a child, so...
And then
I read the books. I thought they were pretty good. There was just bits that you wanted to skip. I remember skipping a lot of like the Dead Marshes, and then obviously...
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing with it is they just get really lost in the scenery. It's a problem that I have with Stephen Donaldson as well sometimes. Like, I think there's a lot of ideas in the Gap series and in Thomas Covenant that are really interesting and really, really well implemented. But sometimes he just gets kind of lost in the scenery a bit too much, and it's just like, I'm kind of bored of this. Can you just get on with it?
Yeah.
And that Tolkien is the master for that. I actually think Dunsany was a better writer than Tolkien.
I don't think that is.
He was the other person who kind of codified elves and things like that. Lord Dunsany. Really old classic fantasy stuff. But anyway, I digress. We are in the mine of darkness. Of darkness! Of darkness. So, I need you all to give me sanity checks again, I'm afraid.
Oh dear.
I'm still temporarily insane, aren't I?
You are, and you really want to get out.
Oh no.
Brutal. Brutal.
I actually passed.
You passed?
Good.
Yeah. So, Carl, Ben, I want you to give me a D3. The other two of you, give me a D6. Oh, savage. What was your sanity, Alan?
Presently 45.
Okay, so you're now on 41, so you're fine. You don't go temporarily insane. Carl, you lose 1. Bernard, you lose 6, and you get the same overwhelming urge to flee. So can you please give me a sanity check again?
Yes.
With your reduced sanity.
Be temporarily insane too.
Oh, thank God. I'm okay.
Okay, so you again, you also steal yourself, but you do get this overwhelming urge that this is a really bad place to be and that you should get out of here as soon as possible. I asked you
I
for
think
listen
maybe-
checks just before I disappeared, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't tell you what the results were. You hear the unmistakable sound of the lift heading back down again.
Okay, maybe we should just head to the lift.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Although maybe we should run away from the lift because who's going to come down here except for something that wants to chase us? I don't know. I'm paranoid and insane now.
I don't care. I want to get out. I want to
Okay,
go. I want to go. I want to
Fine. I'm going to hold the disc as it's intended to be held because
Okay.
it seems like some kind of weapon to me.
I'm sure to draw my crowbar because if anybody tries to stop me getting out, I'm gonna hit them with it hard.
Alright, so which
Oh,
direction
sure.
are you heading? Are you heading away from the lift towards
No.
the old mine shaft? Or are you
Towards the
heading
lift.
towards the lift?
Yeah, we want
Towards
to get
the
out.
lift.
What, in the hopes that it's going to come down to this bottom floor where you've just found 2 corpses?
Yeah, maybe we should run away from the lift. This is what I'm saying, guys.
Doesn't seem like anyone would come down to this floor normally.
The werewolf beardy man might come at us.
Well, he could, but I still think the best course of options is to try and escape the other way.
Like somebody who's thinking rationally and is not temporarily insane.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought before I was insane. My opinion not having changed just means it's a good opinion.
You can feel the darkness closing in on you like a shroud.
Okay, we need to
Death
leave.
itself.
Bernard is going to just start marching in a direction.
Towards the sound of the lift coming down or away?
Away from it.
Okay.
Are you guys coming?
Okay.
We'll follow you
I'm gonna say, don't leave me.
further into the darkness.
Okay, so
Come on,
you
Carl.
keep going and eventually you reach another shaft.
Oh.
It's got a lift in it, but it's actually an old school manual crank lift where you have to turn a handle to go up.
Oh, okay. Get in the lift. Can we sort of make a visual inspection of it and see if it's operational?
It actually seems pretty good, yeah.
No, like frayed ropes that look like they're going to leave us, suspensefully hanging by a thread or anything like that.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay.
like everything seems to be in working order, presumably because of the fact that this is like an old mine shaft, and therefore not being exposed to the elements, things take a lot longer to decay, etc. But from what you can tell, the chain that's used for the to bring the lift up and down is solid and barely spotted with rust. The handle seems solid. The lift itself, while made of wood, seems to be solidly made and in working order.
I think we should get out of here.
Yeah, let's get in the lift.
Everything we want, let's get out
Okay,
of here.
so you start cranking the
Oh,
lift
you
and head
crack
up.
the lift.
Okay. The lift goes up for a duration and then ends at another shaft. Like there's a tunnel that extends off into the darkness. I will point out though that the darkness here feels very different. It's not as oppressive, it's not as unpleasant, it's not as cloying, and none of you feel that kind of looming air of threat. Also, this tunnel doesn't smell.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, well, let's
Goes.
It doesn't smell of anything, or does it smell like outside?
It just smells like an old mine shaft. It smells like dust and disuse.
Okay, well that's better than what downstairs smells like.
Guess we're
Indeed.
gonna we'll set off and see if we can find another way to keep moving up.
Yeah, let's do it then.
Okay, so you head off into the dark and reach a T-junction. You can go left or right.
Oh, what do you guys want to do?
Is there any landmarks or any information
spot
given about
hidden.
what we see?
Spot hidden. Okay, well, I take it we're all looking as well, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. Bernard doesn't see shit.
So any identifying features that we can see of each direction.
Carl, what was your... did you pass?
No, I failed. My spotting's
Okay,
flat
none of
25.
you can tell whether there's any sort of difference between either way. It just looks like two disused mine tunnels.
Left or right? Okay, I'm gonna flip a coin. On a wad, we'll go left. Okay, so I say we head right.
Okay.
The coin.
We can always come back.
Okay,
Yeah.
you start heading right. The tunnel extends for some distance, and you're walking along, and then branches out into basically like a cross junction. So it's like a crossroads. The two shafts to left and right look much smaller than the one that you're on.
Continue ahead.
Everything is old beams and wood, and looks like it hasn't been used or touched for quite some time. Can you all give me a listen check as well, please? Nigel, what's your listen score? Alan? We lost him again in terms of sound. Alan! Okay, so I'm basically just going to assume that Alan has passed here and that there's a problem with his mic and he can't hear us. He can hear us, but he can't talk. Alan, you hear the unmistakable sound of the lift that you just left heading back down to the bottom floor. So you are heading down this tunnel. You've come to this crossroads. Where do you want to go from here, folks? Oh, it's me. Oh, okay, apparently it's my internet. There's the problem. Savage. Apologies.
And
Apologies,
crack
sorry.
in the rock that leads us out.
Apologies,
There's an
sorry.
ice cream truck.
My internet died. So
There's an ice cream truck waiting for us outside.
So I actually thought that Alan's internet had died. What I was saying was that I don't know where we cut off there. It won't carry on to Twitch, but it will carry on to the recording. So, what was your listen score, Nigel?
He's messing with you now.
Oh, no, Nigel.
Ah, don't disappear on us.
It's 25.
Okay, right. So you hear the unmistakable sound of the old lift that you've just come up by, heading back down to the ground, to the
Summon.
lowest floor.
Okay,
Does
now.
that... Yeah, I'm scared as heck. Could it do that by itself?
No, somebody's pulling it down.
Someone's pulling it down, which means someone's chasing us, which means we need to run.
Okay, so you are at this crossroads. The main tunnel heads forward, and then there are two side tunnels branching off.
The main tunnel is wider. It looks like it was like more of a route than the other. Is that correct?
Correct.
I
We
think-
should
Widest one.
continue down. Yeah.
Can you all give me a spot hidden roll as well?
I'm rolling terribly today. Oh, maybe.
Maybe
just
not.
complain
Oh,
about-
Carl has just got a critical fail.
Oh no.
Okay, so, Ben, this is going to be a tough one for you because this is what your character knows and not what you know, because you know that you've just rolled a critical fail. So you're going to have to react accordingly. You spot that the right-hand tunnel looks less disused than any of the others. Bernard.
Okay. Yeah.
Bernard,
Yes.
what you notice is that the middle tunnel, there appears to be something up ahead of you, lying in the tunnel. It looks almost like some sort of implement of some kind.
I wanna just leg it towards the implement.
Okay, Carl.
Well, it looks like the right-hand tunnel is the main tunnel where we may well find a shaft, so I think that we should go this way.
Well, I've just spotted an implement or something down this way, which I think is better evidence that someone's been down here. Have I reached the implement yet?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a lever set into the floor of all things.
What?
And just to the right of it is a door.
Guys, I found a door and a lever! Guys, door and a lever! Spooky!
Nigel, you notice nothing of any note whatsoever.
I'm really concerned about whatever summoned that lift. I think we need to convince Bernard that we need to go.
Sorry, Nigel, could you repeat that?
Head towards the door, following Bernard.
Okay, so you head up and there is a door. It's like a metal door, almost like the kind of door you would see on a submarine, but without the sort of turny wheel that you would use to open a door on a submarine.
Well, presumably that's what the lever's for. Should I pull the lever? Nigel, what do you think?
Follow them because I'm terrified and I don't want to be alone.
Okay, so you pull the lever. It takes some effort to get it moving because it's old and there's a degree of rust to it. But eventually it creaks over with a loud noise and you hear a clattering sound from behind the door. The door slowly creaks open, revealing another lift shaft.
With a lift in it?
Yes.
Guys, do you want to get in this lift?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Do we want to break off the lever before we leave and close the door?
Do you have
Is that
anything
possible?
that could
Can
I don't know, it sounds pretty rusty. Someone could just break it. I'm
It's
pretty
a
strong.
pretty solid metal lever, regardless of
Is
the
it-
rust.
Regardless of the
break
rust.
it
It wouldn't be a...
Open. That might leave it in a broken
Well-
open position.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, let's just get in then.
Can I-
Leave it alone.
Can I do a check to see if there's any way I could sabotage or disable it before, maybe because I'm just thinking we'd have to do it after we've used it. But any way that I can kind of hinder somebody from accessing it after we've used it.
Yeah, I think if you can't think of something specific, we're going to have a check. So let's have a look at characteristics and see what.
I mean,
might
didn't you
work.
say that?
I tell you
the
what,
door
give me an intelligence check.
Well, just hang on before I do that. When the lever was pulled, the door opened very slowly. So surely we could pull it the other way, snap it off, and run through as it's slowly closing.
In theory,
Is that feasible?
In theory,
Can we pull the lever the other way and see if it closes slowly?
yes. You see the door close slowly, and then there's a clattering as the lift on the other side heads back up again.
So
Can
realistically,
you give
I
me
could
listen checks
do that.
again, please?
Oh god, guys, we need to hurry up.
Wasting time.
Wasting time.
Okay, so Bernard and Nigel distinctly hear the sound of the lift that you used to get up to this level, getting to this level.
Okay, I open the lever and I'm getting in the thing.
Okay.
In the other lift.
So the lift clatters back down again?
So, Keeper, after my investigation, is it feasible for me to press the close lever, snap it off, and run in before the door shuts? Is that within the realms of?
It's
like,
a big,
physical?
solid metal lever. It's just a bit rusty in terms of the gears.
Yeah, we're
So-
not going to be able to snap it, so just get in. Get
I mean,
in the lift.
You can try and snap it, but that's going to be a pretty hefty strength check.
The power to snap that thing is chasing us.
So, and I do one go and then run in and get. Into the
Okay,
lift.
so give me a strength check.
I should have really done this
What's
on
your
the canvas.
strength?
Not great, but better than that. And my strength's 55, so it's a pass.
No, it's not. You can't snap the lever. You strain and strain and strain, and the lever is solid.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Just get in. Just get in. Get in.
Go up.
Okay, it's a pretty simple lift. It has a lever inside that just flips from one position to another.
Lift the lever.
Okay, so
Let's get out of
the
here.
lift clatters upwards loudly and deposits you at another floor. Again, there is another mine tunnel heading off into the darkness.
Is there a visible mechanism here that I can try and jam?
Well, that's
if
like a
it's cogs?
chain with gears and cogs.
Yeah. So,
Put a crowbar in the cogs.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can I do that?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sacrifice my trusty crowbar in
Okay.
order to try and buy us some time from what
I mean, you say trusty crowbar, but you've literally used it to do nothing. You've just carried it around. So
No,
It's
I've
an emotional support crowbar.
I've smashed in 2 walls with that crowbar.
2 whole walls.
Yeah.
We did use it to do some leveraging as well.
Yeah,
Assuming it's the same crowbar.
I've named it.
yeah.
Called Gary.
So I'm going to be using a crowbar.
Okay, so I'm gonna jam it and then leave the lift.
Okay, so you head out of the lift into the tunnel, and the tunnel extends for some distance, and then takes a sharp right turn with a left-hand turn that's much smaller than the right-hand turn.
So we've got 2 choices.
Yes.
Right hand turn if it's the bigger tunnel. Do you think, guys, here carry with that same logic?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. They're going to need more space for getting materials out of the mine, so largest makes sense to me.
Yeah, all happy with that?
Yes.
Okay, so you head right and you walk for some distance. Can you give me listen checks again?
Yes.
Okay, so Nigel, you faintly hear the sound of the lift that you've just left engaging and creaking and grinding as it tries to get rid of the crowbar, and then you hear a large clattering sound like the crowbar has been shaken loose. As you head down the tunnel, through the dust and the stillness, you eventually reach a shaft that heads upwards. Rather than a lift this time, though, there is a ladder.
I want to just get straight up that ladder.
Okay, so let's just have a look at what we think would be appropriate here. What's your climb skill, Bernard?
Base.
Okay,
I
so
think.
20%. So give me a climb roll.
Really good at climbing, apparently.
What'd you get?
An 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. So you scuttle up the ladder to another level where there is another tunnel that extends off without any trouble. Who's next?
I think maybe Nigel, that way he can cover me if he gets up there first with a shotgun.
I'll be shooting the shotgun down at you,
Pardon?
past you. I don't really want to be shooting a shotgun in your direction as you're climbing.
Well, I'd rather you do that than let a werewolf eat my buttocks. I'm climbing a ladder. Okay, I'm happy to go first then.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Okay, so can you give me a luck roll, please? Oh, savage. Okay, as you put your weight on one of the rungs, it snaps off under your feet, and you feel your grip on the ladder go. Can you please give me I think dexterity would be appropriate here.
I made that, yeah. My dexterity is 60.
Okay, so you managed to grab hold of another rung and sort of scrabble to grab hold. Give me another climb roll. Oh, that's a critical fail. Trying to get back onto it, you completely miss your footing, and for a second you pinwheel in space before falling. You're not that far up the ladder though, so it's not that bad, but can you please give me a d6? Okay, take 1 damage from falling, and you crash to the floor. It's only a few feet, but you land awkwardly, and it hurts.
I'm like poking my head down the ladder hole, being like, "What the hell are you guys doing?
Falling.
Climb the ladder!"
I think climbing ladders was that difficult. Okay, Nigel,
It
if
is
you
if
want to
they're
try.
old and shitty, because they've been in a disused mine for 100 years.
You want to try Nigel next?
Sure, I'll try climbing this ladder.
Okay,
The harder it looks.
give me a climb roll.
Jesus.
Okay, so when you're trying to navigate the broken bit of ladder, you also feel your grip slipping, so give me a luck roll.
Guys, we're gonna get killed by a ladder.
What's your luck,
Yeah.
Nigel?
Definitely not 64.
You can push it, remember. Luck rolls are pushable. You can burn a luck point to push it.
I would love to do that, please.
Okay, so you can push the luck roll, and that will give you a percentage to your score. What's your luck?
My luck is... I can't even find it. Where is that?
Top middle. Underneath
Top
Call of
middle?
Cthulhu. Yeah, underneath where it says Call of Cthulhu.
I'm using the sheet on Roll20.
Yeah.
Oh, right, 52.
Okay, you're fine then. Yeah. So with a bit of luck, you manage to scrabble frantically for a handhold and grab hold of the next rung, and your feet solidly connect with the rest of the ladder, and you pull yourself up to where Bernard is. So
I'm
that
gonna try
just leaves you, Ben. Can you give me a listen roll?
Oh, 34.
Okay, you can hear footsteps.
I'm gonna climb as fast as I can.
Okay. Yep, that one works for me. So you get up to the next floor as well. This tunnel extends off into the distance as far as you can see with the cameras.
How is the ladder attached to the top of the thingy?
It's basically like metal bolts that have been bolted into the wall.
We wiggle them out.
You could try, but it would probably take you a while.
Could I just brute force it and just pull up, rip the ladder off?
You would need to rip the entire length of the ladder off, and what it looks like is that the bolts have basically been driven into the stone all the way down for each rung.
Oh, so okay, got you.
That's in one jump anyway, probably, so...
I'm gonna say to them, look, I could hear the footsteps. Whoever's after us is right behind us.
We gotta just move. Just gotta move.
I was gonna say, maybe we should make a stand here. We've got the shotgun. We can shoot them as they try and climb the ladder.
What if they're the werewolf? They're gonna beat us even if we have a shotgun. I think we should run.
Okay, yeah.
Can you all give me a listen check? Okay, so Nigel and Carl, you hear a faint clicking sound from the bottom of the ladder.
Do not like clicking sounds.
Just like a...
Noise cancelling is cancelling it.
Okay, hang on. I will deactivate the noise cancelling so you can hear me doing the noise cancellation thing. If I can. Yeah. So you just hear a... Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But it's okay because we're moving
Yeah, we're running away.
really quickly. Yeah, please.
Okay, so you don't need to give me a listen check for this. As you are moving rapidly down the tunnel, you hear the sound of something rolling into the tunnel behind you, and then an explosion.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
He's throwing grenades after us.
That's good because it means it's probably not a supernatural wolf man.
Can you all give me a luck check?
It's mine.
Hey.
You all pass. You are distinctly aware of a very bright flash behind you, but none of you are looking, and therefore it doesn't affect you.
That was
Cool.
Oh shit!
If you
I think that
were,
was a grenade.
yeah, if you were a betting man, you would bet that someone just threw a flashbang up into the tunnel that you're in.
Shit! Better keep running, boys.
All right. So you reach a T-junction where you can go left or right. There is no indication of which one would be a better option.
Flip a coin.
Left is one. Okay, we're gonna go right.
Okay, we're gonna go right.
Okay.
Right.
You head to the right and reach another ladder.
I want to go up that ladder.
Okay, climbing checks, please.
Fuck.
You're fine. You climb
Oh,
up.
fine.
You climb up
Sweet.
and get to another level. Nigel, you follow rapidly behind. Carlos.
Went.
Ooh.
I knew that was
Unfortunately for you, perhaps the rapid pace that the other two have set has weakened them, and a section of the ladder starts peeling away from the wall. You feel yourself falling backwards. Give me a luck roll. You manage to grab hold of the section of the ladder that's still attached where it hasn't come away, and while your legs are dangling in space, you are okay. You are close enough to the next level that the others could reach in and help you if they want to.
Yes.
Please help me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I need from Nigel and Bernard is strength checks. Bernard.
Oh wait, sorry. My D20's been really slow. D20, roll 20. Was that a luck check? Yeah.
Strength check.
Oh, strength check. Yeah, I passed that. I'm strong as fuck.
Awesome. And Carl, I just need you to give me a dexterity check. Yeah, that's fine.
Dexterity,
Given
60.
that the other two passed, you didn't fail by enough for it to be a problem. So you kind of scrabble at the edge for a bit, and then they pull you up with the sort of grunt of exertion. You are in another shaft that just is straight and heads off into the distance.
Just run straight.
With the ladders fallen, is it going to be hard for somebody to climb up that? Like,
Yes, it is.
would it be a good opportunity to try and see who's actually chasing us?
I don't think you want to look
I
at
don't
someone who
think so.
you know has flashbang grenades in their possession. I think
Yeah.
that's a bad idea.
I think we just need to be moving in the opposite direction to whatever is chasing us. I do want to say to these two while we're running that I can't see why a werewolf would
Have
need
a flashbang.
flashbangs.
No,
This
I
was
think
something.
it's Delaney, isn't it?
If it's using the ladders, it's obviously not the werewolf because that thing could jump up to our hotel window.
Yeah, it would have just jumped up the hole.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Delaney either because
I
he's a
think-
wizard. Why would he?
Yeah,
use
but just
Yeah.
he's just a wizard with mind powers. You know, he could be like Lopan.
With mind bullets!
all about the illusions, but not about the physically doing anything.
He may well be made out of low pans. But...
He's just going to make you swell up and explode because you're the thunder dude.
Well, I guess we just keep running, but
Yeah.
I do feel in a way I feel comforted that they tried to get us with flashbang and it wasn't some kind of Eldritch being. So.
Yeah, I do. If I felt a little bit braver, I would be tempted to just stop and shoot it in the face, but I'd rather not.
Yeah, I think now is the time for running away.
Yeah, I mean, graduating to an actual gunfight from being just a sort of portly bookshop-owning ghost investigator is quite a jump. Okay, so you run headlong into the darkness, and eventually you reach another ladder. However, this ladder seems to end at a bunch of wooden boards.
I want to try and smash... Wait, can I peek through the boards? Can I see anything through them? Is it just dark?
It's just dark.
It's just dark. Can I just try and smash through the boards?
Yeah,
Kick them
you
in?
have to climb up first.
Oh, we have to climb up first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll climb up first then. So you want what? You want a...
Climb roll,
2 rolls?
please.
Climb roll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. And then give me a strength check.
Yeah, pass it. I'm strong as fuck.
The boards move easily and reveal the cool night air beyond. You've come to the end of the mine shaft.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so... guys, it's outside. Outside is out here.
Okay, so you pull yourself out of the mine shaft and you lie in the snow. It's about 4 foot deep here. It's pretty deep, but you feel kind of comforted by the embrace of the snow right now. Are you other guys going to climb up?
Yes, please.
Okay, so give me climbing checks.
Might have developed a phobia of ladders.
No, both of you make it up and you pull yourselves up into the outside. You are outside. You can see the mine building itself off about half a mile away. You are in between 2 large boulders.
Cool. I would like to replace the boards over this thing just to slow someone down slightly if they were still chasing us.
At all.
I would like to take a photo of where we are to sort of, just... so we can find it again if needed.
Okay, no worries. I would suggest getting the hell out of it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would like to run
away.
towards the building.
Did you say we're just up in the hill near the near the actual
you're within
main
the
mine?
actual mine complex, so you can see that there's like fencing off in the opposite direction of the building from you, still visible. It's still daylight, but you are about half a mile away from the building itself.
I think we should try and leg it towards the building and try
Yes,
and
very much so.
Nick a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then hide. Yeah.
Okay, there seems to be a degree of activity at the building as you approach it. There are a few people milling about outside with some consternation. Can you all give me a spot hidden check?
I would just like to say that on the way to the building, I will have tucked the shotgun away so I'm not just openly carrying it around.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'm trying to hide the disc as inconspicuously as possible.
Okay, so all of you have passed your spot hidden checks.
I haven't, I don't think.
failed.
Mine's 29 and I rolled 31.
Okay.
So mine's 25, so I failed.
Okay. Nigel has passed a spot hidden check. You notice a couple of guys milling about in the crowd, wearing kind of dark clothing and looking very much not like miners. You happen to spot, given that that was a really good check, that one of them appears to have some sort of weapon, like on a sling around his neck, perhaps a submachine gun or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
God, we've been rumbled.
Oh shit.
Maybe we should just try and run away and hide.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we gotta get this disc back to the people.
It is too
Are there miners milling around everywhere?
Yeah, there's like a degree of like alarm going on, you would say. There's miners kind of, it's almost like someone's pulled an alarm cord or something, and they're kind of like milling about for a fire drill or something like that.
Can I tell if any of them are people?
Yeah,
Like, as
several
in
of
the
them.
people.
Several.
Can I kind of sidle over to the nearest
You're
people person?
quite a distance away from the mine still. You're still a good quarter mile away, maybe a bit less.
Oh, right, okay, so we're that far away. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantail
But
and
the
flee.
way that the compound is set up is that you could get to the gates without going near the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, okay, let's try and do that then. Shall we try and sneak out?
Okay, so give me luck rolls, folks.
Okay. Yeah, that's no good. I was gonna say I've got a fairly good sneak skill if I could roll that, and if that was a
Not
stealth
really,
skill.
It's not really a stealth thing.
Yeah.
If you want to push it, though, you can push it.
Yes, please.
Nigel, you don't... What's your luck, Nigel?
52.
You don't need to push it.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Mine's 60. Do I need to push it? I'm guessing yes. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Just.
Oh, bugger. Ooh, whoops. And I would burn a luck point for that, yeah? So
Yes,
VM
you
59.
do, yeah. But you do pass, so you make it to the gate fine, and you can kind of run down the road now.
Like to run down the road.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay, fabulous. So you run down the road without being pursued, as far as you can tell.
If we can stop for 30 seconds, I'd like to take off this hard hat, high vis, jumpsuit gear.
Just like lob it into the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dutifully collect their hard hats.
All right.
Would you do them?
I think this is probably a good place to end at. Because it's 11:15.
Yes.
And we will arrange to play next week. But I'm impressed you did really well there. Like there was a couple of hairy rolls and no one got any checks, but that was some pretty good stuff.
I get my bottom bitten off. I was climbing a ladder.
Yeah, nearly.
I'm glad I was just insistent on, no, we need to run away.
Flashback, yeah, I was like, gonna stand right.
Let's turn around and try and fight the whatever it is that's coming up after
Like,
us.
no, this is a bad idea. Also, just when the lift started to come back down, I was like, no, anything that knows we're down here isn't our friend.
So, how are we feeling about that session?
What was pursuing us?
It was very suspenseful. I enjoyed it.
I'm sad that we're talking about it in the past tense and not in the
same.
continuing tense.
Same.
Well, we will arrange to have a session next week before everyone has to go back to work and stuff. Definitely. What day is going to work for everyone? Because I reckon we're probably about a session away from ending this.
So Saturdays are my scheduled day for D&D, and Sundays are my other day for other D&D. So
Okay.
those are the only 2 days that I can't do.
All right. So, what does everyone think? Do we want to do like Tuesday and then maybe aim for a Friday as well?
I'm down for that.
I'm free whenever, so I'm good.
Tuesday and Friday works well for me.
Let me just check now. What am I doing with my life? So I'm doing Tuesday, Thursday.
Because we could play a session on Tuesday and try and end this one next week if we do 2 sessions, just in case it kind of extends beyond 1.
Well, let's set Tuesday in stone, and then we can provisionally say
All
the
right.
next session. I mean, I'm off all of the following week anyway. It's
Yeah.
half term, so. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm good to do Tuesday.
Let's do Tuesday then.
Okay.
So Tuesday at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see if we can get this Wystery resolved. But no, that was a really good session. I really enjoyed that. I think
I
everyone
thought-
did really good.
I thought I was going to die this session.
There was
Yeah,
a couple of hairy points there.
Oh,
I think
I want to know who was following us in the tunnel.
I think I'm
There's
going
so much
to
intrigue.
be brutally honest. I think, given your reactions to this session, because there was a couple of points where I was like, "Are they going to do something really dumb here?" And then someone made a suggestion, and like everyone went along with it, and it was like, "Yeah, that's totally what you should do." Like the whole thing of trying to steal like uniform, really good idea. And then Carl talking his way through the encounter with the miner, and then you just legging it away from whatever was coming after you, like all really good decisions. So I think there may be some rewards in the offing after the adventure is done for that.
Ooh, we got good player gold stars. My
Exactly.
favourite.
Yay.
Exactly. And like that was really enjoyable. I think that the kind of mining, the manic miner stuff there was pretty cool.
It was stressful. I'm legitimately stressed out now.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm actually stressed.
And you got the dry metal disc, and you got a locket.
Yeah, the locket, the mystery that the locket, I hope, will solve is intriguing to me. Because I want to know what's going on there. I feel like we have all the pieces, but just haven't pieced them together in the right order.
If it is his lady love, then there may be like a spark of humanity that we could use to like throw him off.
Well, he's gonna believe whatever we tell him because we've got the locket, right? And he's gonna be like, "Where did you find that?"
Yeah, but he may well have slain her.
Oh, maybe he
When
did.
she went down there and he got somehow ritualized into the beast by whatever the the thing that Delaney is the manifestation of is.
I mean, I assume he's a werewolf, right? So that would mean he just got bitten, presumably, right?
Well, they said it was a werewolf, but it may well be something Eldritch.
This is not this is not your average, cheesy horror film. So could be
But it may,
anything really.
be that we can use the fact that he may. I mean, I'm leaning towards the fact that he killed her, and he also killed the warrior of the people, because he's like the guard for whatever this thing is.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you were in a oppressive atmosphere that potentially could have been lethal. You just weren't there for very long because you basically grabbed shit and then ran out. So, but go with whatever theory works for you. I am going to call it there, so I'm going to end the stream. And also, I really need to go to the toilet again. So, anyone who is watching this, like during or after the fact, thank you for joining us. All of this will be going on YouTube, and I will be spamming out links to it at some point once I get a YouTube channel all sorted out for it. So, good night and good fright. We will see you in a few days. Cheery bye. Say bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.